A big hello and welcome to the batch of 2023 of ICSE Class 10. Now this video is specifically about the approach you need to adopt towards the history and civics syllabus in this academic year. I hope you are all feeling energetic and enthusiastic as you step into the new academic year. I'll make 5 broad points. So my request to you is stay with this video till the end. इस वीडियो को बीच में छोड़कर मत जाइएगा, ज़्यादा लंबा वीडियो नहीं होगा, and also subscribe to the channel if you are interested in quality content. Okay, एक और point before I get to the 5 big points. You can use all these tips that I'm going to tell you if you are studying by yourself, no issues. If you are joining our SWS course or if you are going to any other private tutor. मेरा कहने का मतलब यह है कि इन टिप्स का इस्तेमाल जरूर कीजिएगा because these will help you irrespective of how you are studying. First point, पहला काम इस वीडियो के खत्म होने के बाद कीजिएगा that you go to the CISCE.org website, the official website of the council. Click on the publications icon जो आपको टॉप पर दिखेगा. उसमें पहले आइकॉन में ही आपको इस साल का सिलेबस मिल जाएगा. ओके, नाउ यू डू नॉट नीड मी और एनी अदर यूट्यूब चैनल टू टेल यू व्हाट इज द हिस्ट्री एंड सिविक्स सिलेबस. ओके, खुद देखो, दैट्स ऑलवेज द बेस्ट पॉलिसी. नाउ द क्वेश्चन दैट अराइजेस इज द सिलेबस फॉर 2023 different from the syllabus of 2022? My answer is yes. Is it different from 2019 या 2020 batch? Yes. Now you may ask how. अब आते हैं मुद्दे पर. The syllabus is marginally different from your immediate seniors in the sense that some chapters like say the Muslim League chapter now have the Lucknow Pact also included. ये आपके seniors के batch के लिए नहीं था. In the Rise of Dictatorships chapter in the World History section, you are expected to know a little bit more than just the similarities in the ideologies of fascism and Nazism जो आपके immediate seniors ने पढ़ा. But it is still not the full syllabus जो आपके super seniors ने यानी कि 2019 बैच या 2020 बैच वाले seniors ने पढ़ा. So in that sense you can consider yourself a bit lucky. Now let me come to the second point, which is the important point on how to study history. What is the best way to study history, or rather let me say how I teach history on the SWS app. I'll come to civics later on after this. जहाँ तक हिस्ट्री का सवाल है, यू आर रीडिंग अबाउट द हिस्ट्री पीरियड बिटवीन 1857 एंड 1947 यानी कि 90 years, 90 साल. You may think that it's a very large period, but it is also the most important period in Indian as well as world history. You may ask why? Because the first war of independence was fought in 1857. India got independence in 1947. 2 world wars were fought during this period between 1914 and 18 and 1939 and 1945. So in that sense, this period of 90 years is extremely significant both from the point of view of Indian national history as well as world history. Okay, now let me come to the dates since I mentioned a few years and dates right now. Do not try to memorize all dates. Some dates are important and I will give you a list of those important dates which you need to remember. Otherwise, do not try to rote learn all the dates. My request to teachers also, some of the school teachers have this habit of overloading their question papers in the school exams and in the pre-board examinations. ये last year specifically हुआ था जब MCQ format में question paper आए थे, semester 1 and even partly in semester 2, that lot of date related questions were given. Now, the moment you give date related questions, students think कि रट्टा मारना पड़ता है history को. Please do not encourage that habit of rote learning. Some dates need to be remembered and there are ways of remembering those dates. In fact, I have done a YouTube video on 3 different ways of remembering dates. Otherwise, you don't need to rote learn history at all. At least that's my policy. The moment you make history about dates and not a cause and effect kind of a phenomena, you're basically killing history as a subject. That's why, as I said, students keep feeling that history is all about mugging up. History is about the past, the stories of the past and what lessons you need to learn from those stories of the past. good things that generations before us did, bad things that they did, which we need to avoid. Okay, so that's in a nutshell history, about history. The moment we have this attitude towards history, we'll be converting our classroom sessions into storytelling sessions. और story सुनना किसको पसंद नहीं आता है, खास तौर से बच्चों को, right? So make history about storytelling, right? The learning style essentially has to be, if I have to say it in one sentence, why something happened, what happened as a result, what was its impact, right? And whoever was involved in the event. That's all you need to remember. That has to be the basic, simple funda of understanding and learning history. Okay, now let me come to civics. Civics is about the India that we live in. The 5 chapters that you have on Parliament, President, Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers, Supreme Court and High Court and subordinate courts. How you are governed. And my suggestion to each one of you is, please read a newspaper every day. Make newspaper reading a habit. And there is a reason why I'm telling this. Because when you read about, say, the Lok Sabha, or the Rajya Sabha, or the Supreme Court, or a Lok Adalat verdict, you will be able to correlate it to what you are learning in your textbooks. Okay, or in our SWS sessions, or what your private tutor is telling you, or what your school teacher is telling you. Yes, I saw the Supreme Court verdict on something like this. Now I know why the textbook said that. I saw about the Lok Adalat ka judgment in that particular case from somewhere in Karnataka, right? So you will be able to correlate. And when you correlate, and that's how we teach history and civics, by giving a lot of examples, especially civics, because I have covered politics for so long, I'm able to kind of give a lot of examples which will make it easier for the students to understand why a particular law is framed in a particular manner, right? So the moment you break it down, make it simple, that's the best way to understand and learn civics. Okay, so that's what your attitude, your approach should be, right? In fact, from my experience of the last few batches, I realized that some of the facts, like a particular laws, the powers of parliament, powers of the president, etc., have to be explained many times. And at SWS, we believe in doing so. Explain as many times, clarify every doubt, so that when the student goes to the examination hall, he or she should not go with even a single doubt in the mind. That's the bottom line. That's the ultimate funda. Okay. And our intention is to make you ready both for the exam and also as a citizen, especially when it comes to civics. आपको मालूम होना चाहिए, आपको पूरी क्लैरिटी होनी चाहिए कि ये लॉ किस लिए बनाया गया है, इसका कारण क्या है. Why does the Supreme Court function in a particular manner? What are the powers of the High Court? It's not just remembering what is there. It's about understanding. That is very important. Okay, just like I was telling our students of this batch of 2023, the students who have joined, that it's very interesting that you are actually going to witness the presidential and the vice presidential election in the month of July, right? So by August, we will have a new president and vice president. So you will be seeing the entire election live. So I want them to read the newspapers regularly. Then we are going to have a live seminar session on our app in which we will discuss threadbare, क्यों हुआ, किस कारण हुआ, इसका मतलब क्या है, and correlate it to the chapters so that it will make your understanding of the chapter that much easier, right? That's precisely the way I teach, and I would love you also to be learning in that sense. Just like last year, last batch, when the Ukraine-Russia conflict happened, students were constantly correlating and discussing about it in the chat box and relating it to the Second World War in particular, right? So if you are able to make those connections, connect the dots, it will make your understanding process easier, and the more you discuss, the better you get at it. Okay. Now, fourth point, our notes are made from several sources, from at least 4 to 5 different textbooks and my own independent research on which I place a lot of emphasis, right? Especially when it comes to civics. My independent research is a lot, and even in history, as I've explained in some of the videos, I look at a lot of other books. I have a huge library at home. I look at a lot of history books so that you get a lot of references which will make the explanation process that much better. Okay, so what we have on the app are the most detailed video explanations and the most well-researched and thorough notes that you can get, and closer to the examinations we will put out question and answers so that it will make it easier for you to understand how to exactly write the answer to get a perfect 3 out of 3 or 4 out of 4. Now, last point, now that we are starting, I want to set a target. We have 20 chapters in history and civics. Okay, 15 in history and about 5 in civics. 20 chapters. What I want you to do over the next 5 months, June, July, August, September, October. Okay, 5 months, you have 20 weeks. 20 weeks, 20 chapters. 1 chapter every week. This has to be your target of understanding the chapter. Okay. Second week may you will also take out a little time to revise the first chapter. Okay. In the third week you will take out little more time to revise both the first and the second chapter. Okay. So keep doing that. You will realize that by October आपका पूरा syllabus fantastically खत्म हो गया है. Okay. November you can keep for revision, second revision, third revision, December वगैरह, so that it will not be a race in the month of January के अरे तब नहीं पूछोगे सिलेबस क्या है भाई, ये नहीं पूछना. Okay, that's what I want your approach towards this particular subject to be. Okay, so all the best to you. Those who can do it by themselves, please do it by yourself. History Civics is one subject where you should not aim for anything less than an 80 on 80, not even 79 on 80. 80 on 80 is possible. Lots of our students have scored an 80 on 80. I'm sure even you can. If you think you need help, join our course. If you think you can do it by yourself, please feel free and do it by yourself, but implement these tips. That's my ultimate aim. Ye correct approach should be there towards studying this particular subject. As far as our course is concerned, the History Civics course, I can assure you that it's a high quality course. It's a course, the way we have designed it, the way we have structured our notes, the way we are recording our videos, fresh videos for batch of 2023, we feel extremely proud of the high quality content that we are giving. Okay, at SWS, quality is what matters. That's what is our bottom line. That's our tagline. Okay, so all the best to you. अभी से लग जाओ, पहले हफ्ते इसमें एक chapter, preferably the first chapter of history, करना शुरू कर दो. All the best to you, and let me know in the comment section what has been your experience in starting the study of history and civics. Goodbye. Thank you very much.